तस्मिन् निर्मनुजे रण्ये विप्पलोपस्थ आश्रितः आत्मनात्मानमात्मस्थम् यथाश्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्. So who wants to read the sloka?
Prabhu, shall I? Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Antaryami.
Yes, please.
1615, Prabhu. Yes. Tasmin manuje ranye pippalopastha asritaha atmanatmanastham yadha srutamaniyan chintayam. Prabhu, is that correct?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, word to word translation. Tasmin, in that, Niramanuje, without human habitation, Arnaye, Arnaye, Aranye, in the forest, Pippala,
Aranya, Prabhu. Aranya means
Aranye, in
means
the forest, Pippala, banyan tree, Upasthe, sitting under it, Asritaha, taking shelter of, Atmana, by intelligence, Atmanam, the super soul, Atmastham, situated within myself, Yathasrutham, as I had heard it from the liberated souls, Achintayam, thought over. Rationalization purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree, in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the super soul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from liberated souls. Shall I continue purport, Prabhu?
Yes, no.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
One should not meditate. Sorry, Prabhu.
No, go ahead, I said.
Yeah. One should not meditate according to one's personal whims. One should know perfectly well from the authoritative sources of scriptures through the transparent medium of a bona fide spiritual master, and by proper use of one's trained intelligence for meditating upon the super soul dwelling within every living being. This consciousness is firmly developed by a devotee who has rendered loving service unto the Lord by carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. Sri Naradji contacted bona fide spiritual masters, served them sincerely, and got enlightenment rightly. Thus, he began to meditate. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So we saw how the previous verses he was going around everywhere, and when he was going around everywhere to all hills, forest, mines, metropolis, and everywhere. But finally, he comes to a point where he comes near, very tired, and he comes near a river. The water quenches his thirst, and when he is quenched by the thirst, he feels very rejuvenated. And then, under the shadow of the banyan tree, in an uninhabited forest, it's a very interesting. Uninhabited forest means nobody around, basically, no human beings around. It's very dangerous, actually. If there are some human beings around, at least you can think of, say, somebody can give you some shelter or say some food or something. This is completely Nirmanuje. Nirmanuje means no human beings, no, it's only maybe some very wild animals and snakes and lizards, and those are the ones that will be there. And you can see by this time, Narada Muni has already achieved the state of fearlessness. isn't it? That's why he is able to sit there and just quench his thirst, and he is sitting there and he's thinking what to do. And when he was thinking of what to do, he got the inspiration that, oh, I learned this nice meditation thing from the spiritual masters. Let me try that. I mean, what's wrong and try. So this, when you are alone, when you are alone, Krishna gives us the transcendental intelligence to try something new, find something new. When you're always with people around, what happens is we tend to be more, when we tend to prepare for uh, acting and reacting. Say, suppose I am around surrounded by 15, 20 people, I will keep thinking, oh, if somebody says something there, I will think of reacting. Or if they are not yet spoken, I will be thinking that they will act, so I should react, etc., etc. So, and suddenly many people will be saying something. Dynamically, we have to think of a response, right? So there, our mind is not calm. So you get the point. Have you experienced this also? Our mind is never calm in the middle of too many people. It's always like in a hyper mode, or at least somewhat we tend to be like, we see somebody, smile with them and talk to them and etc. etc. Right? That's why even when we are at home, if it is just we and our family members, it is kind of okay. If suddenly some guest comes even for half an hour or 1 hour also, our normal lifestyle is thrown to a topsy-turvy, right? You will have to take care of them, to ask them some questions, you have to go out of the way to serve them, etc., etc. So when we are by ourselves, and when we tend to think, when we tend not to, when I say when we are by ourselves also, uh, when we are with this, say something like this YouTube or Facebook or all these things, we are not calm. We are not alone. Real alone is know all these gadgets and other information coming through, and only focusing on Krishna's names and forms and pastimes. That is the thing where you will not have unnecessary kachada things and all coming through and spoiling your mind. We are all caught up by that. Especially today, I was talking to one of the devotees in the morning. He was telling a very harsh reality, bitter truth, but it is truth. He was telling that nobody is going to read books anymore. The next generation is not going to study the books. They're all into YouTubes and reels and shorts and everything. Anything they want to hear from the YouTube. Some interviews or something they have to hear from the YouTube. Nobody wants to open. Nobody will open the book anymore. The next 10, 15 years, nobody is going to open the books and read or ask or study. So it's going to be a difficult time for preaching, or even not just preaching, to cultivate ourselves into devotees. And I see the real success behind those very nice brahmacharis, I mean, senior Vaishnavas, who are still continuing on with their brahmacharya and all, Radhesha Prabhu, Gaurav Prabhu, and all. Even now, they are able to do that because they don't have these smartphones and all these facilities to look into all these unwanted news and everything that is coming by. It is really really haunting us, isn't it? So this point is very important. Tasmin Nirmanuje Aranya, uninhabited place which is totally uninhabited. No, uh, no, even a smell of anybody around. If at all there is something that is coming, that will we will be the lunch for them, like the tiger and python or whatever. We can't get any lunch there. At the best, we may get some fruits or something, roots or fruits or something, with which you have to live. So it's eternal ekadasi typically. Yes. In the forest. Right? So this is a very important point. Tasmin Nirmanjaya, and we all have to somehow or other, even at our own homes, Find a corner where nobody is there. To sit and meditate on this, on these words. And there also, he's sitting under the people tree. People tree means banyan tree. Pipala upasta ashritaha. Always, this word ashrita is a very beautiful word. Ashrita, this means you are taking shelter. You are taking shelter of the tree. Tree is one thing to which we can take shelter of very peacefully. Because it will not bother us. It will not tell, hey, 1 hour enough, get lost. Another person should come and sit and sit in the shadow. No. And if you pluck the fruits, it will not say no. It will just say, it will keep quiet. And it can get the nice breeze also. And it emanates oxygen. And all these are so many nice facilities. So many nice good nature is there for the trees. Especially banyan tree is so nice because it gives shelter to so many birds, other animals also. Anybody can come and sit underneath, and it has so much huge shade. Right? How banyan tree is. It just has more and more and more branches. The branch itself becomes a root and just keeps growing so big. And when the tree is so big, people don't have to fight for the shade. If it's a small tree, you'll have to fight for the shade. Hey, come on, you keep. I need the shade, etc. But banyan tree is so vast that anybody can sit under it. So that is such a beautiful situation. And Krishna is giving these situations at the end of the day. He is going through all these experiences, and finally he's coming to this people tree and quench his thirst also. He's just wondering what to do. And then he remembers, oh, I should do this meditation process as given by the spiritual masters. So this is Krishna inspiring him because of the endeavor that he has taken. He was not just simply going for enjoyment. He did not go for picnic tour. You understand? Even he is left with nobody, and he has not had any experience of the worldly of the world, right? When he goes out, when he goes out, he is traveling everywhere, and he's getting the experience of the different people. In the metropolis, of course, there will be different people behaving differently. It will be very interesting for him to see how things are happening in this world. And then finally, he goes to the place and starts meditating. Okay. Now I see Antaryami Prabhu, you had raised your hand for a while. I'm sorry.
No, Prabhu. Even if I rise also, maybe you can continue. Once you are done with your discussion, maybe I can add my point. Thank you
No,
very
you
much.
had
And,
you speak your point.
yeah, yes. So what I see every time, even our superiors also say, when you are alone, your actual real intentions, real person will come out when nobody is around you. Because the way what you do at that time is actually you are the real person.
Yeah.
But unlike that, if we see Narada Muni, he has had only a small duration, I would say a couple of years, but still he is alone, and that too he is in the forest, and he is not afraid. He is simply sitting in the banyan tree and meditating. How great he is! Really, it's a really inspiring program. And
Yeah,
also,
that is the
there could be
result
a
of
lot of
taking
duplicity
shelter.
when you are alone, and when you are with other devotees, and you will like you will. I mean, not you, especially myself. I would say I would act in front of them. I am like very humble, and the way we talk very politely, etc. But when you are alone or with your
Especially in
family
front of
members,
devotees, it is
how
very
we
difficult.
behave? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Especially
Sorry.
in front of devotees, it is very difficult to behave
Yes.
as you are. The reason is they keep glorifying you. You know that you are not qualified for it, But we have to
Yes, Prabhu.
live up to that because they have glorified you. Oh, you are such a great devotee. You are humble. You are this. You are that. I know I'm not humble, but
Yes.
it glorified me as humble. So if I don't act humble, then it becomes a big problem. So I want to at least keep up the name. Oh my God, he has called me humble. I have to become humble. So we are not
When yeah.
naturally we are not humble, but we are forcing ourselves to be humble. So that is the forced behavior.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's
That's
why
why we should be.
and Prabhu, a good point you brought up. I just wanted to extend this to one more level. That this is the reason uh, we have this Vaishnava thing. No? It has become too difficult a thing to handle because just not Vaishnava, just even communicate something to someone, we have so sensitive. It's not easy to tell somebody that Prabhu, you should not be doing like this. Mataji, you should not be doing like this. Oh, see how arrogantly he's telling, how aggressive he is. Like that, immediately the name comes. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
of
Yes,
this
Prabhu. Yes.
thing, yeah, it is connected to the same thing that I start thinking that I should be treated very nicely because everybody is treating nicely. So I can't hear anything negative from anybody. Created a we have created a thing around us. Hello, that what is that? Hello around us. That we are so and so. So many people have glorified me. If you are only criticizing, then you are only wrong. So this kind of a thing is so because of this, we have to be extremely careful in even communicating that. Okay, see, you are wrong here. No, this is not the way to communicate. You are doing Vaishnava Aparadh. You should tell softly. This is the I will be expecting, right? Really, if you look at the whole thing, how we have complicated our devotional service with the entanglements of the ego, complexities of the ego. You see, sensitive means ego. That's all. Prabhu is too sensitive. Ego. Yes or no? Prabhu, be sensitive to others.
Yes.
Ego.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Sensitive means sensitive to the ego. That's all. You should be sensitive to the ego. My Guru Maharaj used to say, you are like a bubble. You say to all of us. He was very, very deep in that message. When he said that, it was really like a shocking thing for us because he will always glorify us. He will always appreciate us. So we were thinking that, oh, Maharaj didn't find any fault with us, so I must be really good. Then one fine day, he said, see, you are like a bubble. The air bubble, no? Bubble. Water bubble or air bubble. That light, slightly, if I touch also, you will burst. Hmm? Little slight touch also, it will burst. So your ego is like this. If if you just a slight touch also, it will burst. So your devotional service is only that much, I would say. What can you do? And the kind of things that Maharaj faced, all the spiritual masters have faced in their life, it's not so easy to understand. So you have to cut through the layers and layers of false ego to even really enjoy um, the glories of the potential, real potential of the devotional service. So thank you for thinking it up.
But yes, Prabhu, really, this is a very interesting and inspiring in this verse how Narada Muni is actually meditating. But the same, how we get that kind of a uh, mentality or habit, Prabhu. Because when we are alone or with family, we work differently. And when we are in temple or with devotees, we work differently. So,
And that is a
yeah.
lot of layers of our artificialness is also there. Why it is artificial? Because we are not able to do that uniform across. We are not able to be on that natural state. It's like water becomes ice in in winter, right? Water becomes ice in winter, but in extreme heat it becomes steam. But you just let it condense, it again becomes water again. Let it cool down with some sunlight, the ice also becomes water again. So water's natural state of existence is the normal temperature what it is, right? So to keep the water in ice form, you have to keep on putting it in a how should I say, in a specific conditional temperature. That is why it is called conditional existence. So you need to keep it under sub-zero freezing temperature so that it will be in the ice form. But that is artificially, you have to forcefully put it in that temperature, correct? Or you have to keep it in a steam form. You have to keep it in a heated, a particular temperature, hot temperature continuously. And that is not a natural state, isn't it? So that is why it is called conditional. Suresh Prabhuji, yes, people tree is also banyan tree, Prabhu. Ashwatthame and Subiru Moolam. That is also there.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
There is a place just before Joshi Math, I think, on the way to Badrinath, no? There is called Pipal Koti. Many of you might have gone that way. When we went there, I see Shyam Sundar Prabhu here. When we went to Badrinath, he stayed overnight there in Pipal Koti. So in that place also we are having a lot of people trees. So at different times people call different trees in different names, but Prabhupada has translated people as banyan trees. So it must be banyan, right? Okay. So this Nirmanaja Aranye Pipala Upaste Ashritaha. We are taking shelter of the people tree. And then what he does? Atmana Atmanam Atmastam. Beautiful line. Atmana Atmanam Atmastam. Atmastam means situated. Atmastam means I am situating myself in the Atma. This is called constitutional. The difference between Prabhupada said there are only two states of existence. One is conditional, another is constitutional. He writes it in the purport in Bhagavad Gita. I think 9th chapter. There are only two states of existence. One is conditional, other is constitutional. Conditional is what I told about the ice and the steam form, right? Certain specific temperature will be there. Constitutional is natural thing. And they like natural, be like at ease, basically. Right? People upaste ashrataha atmana atmanam atmastam. First Atma is actually intelligence. We said no, mind, body, intelligence, soul, or everything there is Atma name. So Atmana, Atmanam. By intelligence, he is situating the soul within the super soul. So he's in the soul
Prabhuji, please
platform. That's the
repeat.
concept. By
Prabhuji,
using
last
his
line.
intelligence, he is actually investing or situating in the super soul, soul in the super soul. It's a connection, no? Super soul, intelligence, mind, body, senses. All of them are connected to one another, right? Super soul connected to soul. I mean, soul connected to super soul. Intelligence connected to super soul. Mind connected to intelligence. Like that, if it all connected in one chain, everything is in place, right? So that's how it is thing. So Atmanam Atmastam means he is situating himself in the particular state where he could recall all that he learned from those stages. And he is trying to meditate. And you see, Yatashtutam Achintayam. I was thinking over what I heard it from the saints. This yata shrutam is very important. Yathaditam yatamati. Yata shrutam. Yata shrutam means whatever I heard, I'm trying to apply it. I heard it attentively and I'm using the same process. They told me, do this, do this, do this, do this, meditate on this mantra, think of this form, like that, etc. Whatever they were telling, I registered it. Now I am able to repeat it. Hmm? So this is the proper sampradaya actually. What Narada Muni is teaching us here is the proper duty of a disciple. The spiritual master would have gone. The spiritual masters are Narada spiritual masters are left. He's not going to see them again, right? We have an opportunity like, okay, you come here on this one so day and you can come and meet me. Oh, Guru Maharaj is going there. He's having this program there. Let me go there. Kartik Yatra is there. I can every day I can see my Guru Maharaj or so many other Maharajas. I can do all these things, right? But in Narmani's case, he doesn't know, he doesn't have that address, he doesn't have all these facilities. The way, and we don't know when he doesn't know when they will come back. They just gave the mercy, mantra, process, everything and went away. Right? So he has to really think over and whatever he heard from the God, oh, I forgot. I should again ask my spiritual master. No, he can't do that. He has to register it so strongly. What we do? I may forget. Let me record it in MP3. Let me record it in audio video. Then we will never hear it again. Hardly we hear our spiritual masters lectures. Very, very rarely we hear. Maybe on the day of Yas Puja, maybe on the day of say some function or whatever. Apart from that, we don't really do. Every single day, somehow or other, we should connect ourselves to that source of the transcendental sound vibration of spiritual master. They have devotees. We need to be connected to them. And when we are connected to them, like how they have left, so he's alone. He's thinking over this process which they taught him, and then he's trying to apply. Achintayan. Achintayan means thought of. I was thinking over. Chintayan means meditating on it, contemplating over. Right? Any points to share here before we move to the So, Swapna Mataji, when you are reading, were you meditating on these words?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. I
Yes.
didn't understand your
Then-
question.
No, when I know you went ahead, 8 chapter or something. When you read through, did you meditate on these words like uninhabited forest, then using
No,
my
Prabhuji. I was thinking this only. Ki in this verse, so much is there. I never thought so deep. So I thought that first of all, I was thinking ki uh, should I tell the truth, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, the truth is always nice to hear.
Prabhuji,
And your truth is
Prabhuji.
always nice because you are very innocent.
Prabhuji, what happens, Prabhuji, this is family, so I'm speaking truth. When I was thinking about surrender and dependent for 2 days, I was thinking that only. Or with my family also, I was talking that only. So after a point, I thought that in Pune, I see that people are reading Bhagavatam and they are studying Bhagavatam, but nobody is speaking like this. So I am a fool. I'm making mistake. Like that, I started thinking ki everybody is very nice and very intelligent, and whatever I'm doing is wrong. Then what happened? Then what happened? Then
You're splitting hairs. You're splitting hairs. We call it.
so
But
I
you're
was
doing
I
that.
was thinking, but what you are doing, I am not able to do like that. So I come to
We
know
have
that.
to. No, what I'm saying, sorry to cut you, interrupt you. Uh, what I learned from my Guru Maharaj is that we have to get into that situation. We have to be part of that. We have to put our legs in other shoes, like we call it now. So we have to be in that situation. We have to put ourselves in our situation. If I am left alone in a forest, I will feel very much, I mean to say, like anxious.
Mm.
What's happening? We don't know which way to go, which way to come back, etc., etc.
Mm.
So, but then he is very fearless. And that fearlessness, abhayam sattva samshuddhi, jnana yoga vyavasthi, Bhagavad Gita. He says abhayam sattva samshuddhi. Why should you be afraid of atmanam atmastam? When your super soul is with you, even in the darkest region of forest, even if I am blindfolded and put in the darkest region of forest, I will not be fearful. I will not be frightened. That is what Prabhupada. That is the realization we should get through devotional service.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There's many times we feel afraid of small things. There's so many things we feel afraid of. What is that to be afraid? First of all, what will happen? You will die.
Mm.
And you are anyway going to die. Even if you are not afraid of, you are going to die. And if you are afraid of, also you are going to die. So that's the important thing to learn. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Manthili.
Prabhuji,
So,
Prabhuji, next time I will
Hmm.
read like this that I am into this. As you guided now, I will.
Manthili, very, very small, tiny living entity. So I'm not guiding anybody. I'm just sharing the way how Maharaj used to really share and teach us, because this Narada Muni, imagine Narada Muni's case, we are much better off actually. Mother is gone, the sages are gone, alone he is, as he doesn't have any experience of the outside world. All he knew was the ashram, home, right? And he's suddenly everybody is gone and he's left all alone. Who to go for prasadam? Who to go to go for ask for staying? And that's when we will be completely surrendered to Krishna. When everybody rejects us, Krishna is there to hold us. That is where we will feel all the more sheltered and protected if we go to Krishna at that time. Draupadi was rejected everywhere. That time when she went to Krishna, she felt so much secure, so much sheltered. Yes, Shiva Prabhu?
Prabhu, I have another question actually. So maybe
Yes.
if you can, answer like after completing your explanation.
No, you
Like
go
you
ahead, you go.
mentioned, okay, you mentioned about that naturality actually, Prabhu. So how we can maintain that natural state, or is it good or is it? Is it good to maintain the different phases like your work, environment, how you behave, or how you behave in a home and how you behave with the friends? Is it a good way to maintain different phases, or and we should try to maintain the natural state? What should be the
No,
right
Prabhu.
phase?
See, we are misunderstanding this natural state and conditional state. Actually,
Mhm.
uh, natural state is to see Krishna in everything. To see that whatever I am doing it for Krishna. Unnatural state is anything that I am doing is for my sake, my self gratification. These are the two things. You got it, right, Prabhu? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Now,
Prabhu.
now,
Seeing Krishna in
yes.
everything is the natural state.
Whatever I am doing it for Krishna. That's all. Everywhere. I'm going to work. I am doing my work there. I'm doing it for Krishna. I am taking care of my household things. I'm doing it for Krishna. I'm going around and doing preaching, whatever. I'm doing it for Krishna. That is the natural state. How you are doing it is different. See, there, suppose at work you have to be very aggressive. That aggression is not conditional state. It is you are just putting that waste there. So you are just acting. as a manager, as a leader, or whatever you have to act in that way. But underlying all these thoughts is only one thing, that is I am servant of Krishna. I am serving Krishna in this through this process. That's all. And that is the natural state. You got it? And conditional state is I am doing it for myself. Hey, why he is not giving this to me? Why she is not giving this to me? etc. Does that help you, Prabhu? No.
Yes, Prabhu.
Someone will say
I mean,
no.
no. The question was like how. I mean, we were discussing about how we, behave when no one is there, and how we behave when we are with someone. So, in that context,
See,
how we
Prabhu,
should do that?
see, when nobody is there, I know that I am a rascal. When everybody is there, also I should know that I am a rascal. That's all. Cut it. When everybody is there, they are going to call you devotee. They will not call you rascal. Especially devotees will not call you rascal. They will call you devotee only. Immediately, we should not think that I am a devotee. We should still think that I am a rascal only. You got it? So that is natural state. When I say hyper, this thing, everybody call, come on, Prabhu, you are doing so nice, so nice, so nice. Then I am, because yes, I am really something. That is conditional, right? I am mine. That is conditional. So at work, when you are thinking that, hey, I am doing it for Krishna, Krishna is giving me this work, I will just do it for his pleasure. If his bosses and others, they are just in between. I don't have to worry about them. To my satisfaction, whether I have work or not. Or am I just doing some wishy-washy thing and going up? I'm not honest in my work. Even if you are having a profession, some shop or business, or you are a doctor, you're a lawyer, or whatever, work to your heart. In your heart, you feel that yes, I have done the right thing. Then you don't have to worry about any remuneration from anywhere. Whatever comes, you'll be happy with it, right? Till now in this world, Prabhu, we are struggling because we have not. I'm using the word we, but I can just say that we is actually I. Um, we have not uh, gone to that level of doing honest work so far. That is why we are trying to get that satisfaction which we could not get by our honest work through, say, some bonus, some role, some this, some that, some increment, and some low position, etc. We are trying to get the satisfaction from there because we have not done enough to get that satisfaction from our honest work. You get what I'm saying? If you are really doing the honest work, then that itself is good enough to give you the complete satisfaction. Doesn't matter somebody is criticizing you or fault finding or blasphemy. None of this makes any sense. If you have done to your heart's content something, that's good enough. And if nobody gives you remuneration, also you will be happy. Your power, position, awards, accolades, you will not bother at all. You have done your work to the best of your ability. That's good enough. You got it, Prabhu? And that is natural state. Conditional status, I haven't got that satisfaction from what I was supposed to get. That is the honest labor. I am trying to get it from other opportunities and everything. Sometimes they will give remuneration also, but still in the heart of hearts, I will not feel very happy. Why? Because this fruit thing is missing still. Honest labor is missing. Honest endeavors are missing. Right? That honest endeavor is actually constitution. Hope that helps.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, I see a chat message from you. Atmana Atmanam Atmasta means he's withdrawing his senses from outside. They're invested in mind, then into intelligence, then to soul and so on and so forth. Please clarify, is it like Ashtanga Yoga process? It can be some kind of Ashtanga Yoga process, I would say, because at that age, in those ages, they might have taught him those processes because those were very normal to do. It was not like Nama Sankirtan alone, right? They used to do, like Kapil Muni is also teaching Ashtanga Yoga. You'll see others also doing the Ashtanga Yoga in those days. So it may be, but with all the Ashtanga Yoga also, what is that shloka? Yogi Namapi Sarvesha Madhyate Antaratmana. Right? Yogi Namapi Sarvesha Madhyate Antaratmana. That verse is there, no? That is the ending verse of the 6th chapter.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktama. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
So in the that shloka, Prabhupada writes that yogi who is doing this also, Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktama. With full faith he is doing bhajan, maybe through Ashtanga Yoga, it may be through Bhakti Yoga, it may be through so many other ways. But at the end of the day, Shraddhavan bhajate yomam, that is one. And by the way, withdrawing senses is not Atmanaha, what is that? Atmastam means situated within myself. He's situating within myself means he's situating the intelligence, mind, etc. in his soul. Soul is situated in super soul. Okay. Anything else before we go into some words in the purport? Some very beautiful words in the purport. Any questions? Comments? Realizations. So let's see something here very nice. One should know perfectly well from the authoritative sources of scriptures through the transparent medium of a bona fide spiritual master and by proper use of one's trained intelligence for meditating upon the super soul dwelling within every living being. This is a very important point. When you are meditating on the super soul within yourself, we should also be conscious of the fact that the same super soul is sitting in everybody's heart, every living entity's heart. You got the point? Which means you're actually, when you are thinking about the super soul, you are thinking of every living entity in this world by default. Because you accept the fact that the same super soul is sitting everywhere, sitting in all the hearts. Right? And in order to do that, it's a beautiful word is done by proper use of one's trained intelligence. This trained intelligence is a very beautiful word. Trained intelligence means it automatically does. There is no extra endeavor required. Yes or no? A monkey is trained in a circus. Or an elephant or a tiger, they are trained in a circus. Right? You just tell the tiger, they'll use the stick, right? And then the tiger will keep the, they'll tell the tiger to put the leg on the stick. And then they'll tell the lion cross to the fire brand, like that. Yes? Such a very ferocious animals. But then you train them. When you train them, what happens? Training means what? Training means subduing the senses, subduing the senses, subduing their capacity, and in the sense, in the properly channelizing it, and in such a way that by being trained by this, by being trained, we do certain things which is very difficult for us to do in a very, very easy. You got it? When you're trained to drive a car, normally it is very difficult to drive if you don't learn. But when you're used to that driving the car, you become so used to it that you will just keep talking, keep eating something, or turn here, turn there, and still drive properly. Right? So you, in other words, you do it very easily and casually without much of a like extraneous thing. So for now, for us, because we are not yet trained or used to that process, we have deliberately struggled hard to bring the mind to the holy names, to hear the holy names. But when you're training the mind, then it will automatically be sitting there. So it's a process of training the intelligence, training the mind. Like how a trained monkey will behave properly. Otherwise, it will go everywhere here and there, not hear what you're saying. Right? So that is how this trained service is trained intelligence is a very beautiful word. So by proper use of one's trained intelligence may be trained, but still we have to use it properly. And then for meditating upon the super soul, dwelling within every living being. And he's saying that this consciousness, the consciousness is firmly developed by a devotee who has rendered loving service unto the Lord by carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. Beautiful line. So how he gets trained the intelligence? By continuously executing the spiritual master's order. Right? What is that order? By rendering loving service to Krishna. The spiritual master is telling to loving service to Krishna. You keep doing loving service to Krishna and you train your intelligence. And when your intelligence is trained, then we can see Krishna in everybody. That's the whole idea. Right? Rajesh Prabhu, I see you raising your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Here,
Hare
the way
Krishna.
I understood it, Prabhu, is I think by default our senses are going out, right? The mind is trying to sense the outside world, and so trained intelligence, I thought, was to stop from going outside and turn it inwards so that you can see the super soul. That is
Correct.
trained intelligence. Is that trained
That's what
intelligence?
I was telling you. Yeah, because see, by naturally in a conditional state, the mind wants to go everywhere. It doesn't want to listen to the intelligence. And intelligence also doesn't want to be connected to the soul all the time. So what do? You train the intelligence first to be with the super soul, so soul and the super soul. Then the mind, wherever it is going, the intelligence will catch hold of it and bring it back to the normal state instead of going everywhere. You're right. You said the same thing.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, then
Hare
regulative
Krishna,
principles
Prabhuji.
we follow is
Sorry, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, the regulative principle that we follow is the part of the trained intelligence.
Yeah, to train the intelligence. When you are not following the regulative principles, our intelligence is not trained. And we are following the regulative principles to make sure that, hey, this is being, we have to be merciful to the living entities. We should not take intoxication. Our mind will want to go anywhere and everywhere. That is how we are training them by regulative principles. Good point. But then that training is only to the level of coming to the human platform. Beyond that, 16th round chanting and the Bhagavatam, devotee association, seva, etc., those are the ones to train the intelligence to come closer to the spiritual side, to more train the intelligence on the spiritual side. This is a preparatory state. Like when you are doing the regulative principles, it is like preparatory human platform to come to at least come to the mode of goodness. Because only in the mode of goodness we can what is it? Ahara Shuddhe, Sattva Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhe, Dhruva Smriti. So only by being in that state of Shuddha Sattva platform, at least, you'll be able to train the intelligence in Krishna consciousness. But that can be done by default by carrying out the orders of spiritual master. That is what he is telling. See, the spiritual masters told Narada Muni that you can do loving devotional service to Krishna by doing like this. They gave a process. Sit like this. Think of Krishna like this. Just like how Narada Muni was telling to Dhruva Maharaj in the forest. The same way the sadhus, saints told to Narada Muni. Only thing is, we don't know what they told. That part is not revealed to us. But from the way Narada Muni explained to Dhruva Maharaj, you can understand pretty much similar thing only the saints would have told Narada. That's why he is also sitting and meditating, right? What he received from the bona fide the sadhus, he is giving it to Dhruva, Prahlad, and everybody. So this word trained intelligence is very deep. You have to meditate deeper and deeper on this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Prabhuji, I want to check my understanding. Okay,
Hmm.
in conditioned state, intellect wants to go out. Then we train the intellect to bring it to the super soul, right?
Hmm.
Right? And then the mind will follow the intellect. Am I getting it right?
Correct, correct. Because when the intelligence is very strong, no, it will not yield to the demands of the mind. You'll just shut up and say, "Come on, you shut up and shut up and you come back. I want you to behave like this." That way, intelligence will be very strong. This intelligence tells the mind, "Hey, don't go there. It is dangerous." But mind will not accept. Mind will say, "No, no, it's okay. I will do."
And Prabhuji, you said that four regulatory principles are to bring to human state. That is sattva
Yeah.
stage. But after that, you said about something about spiritual state. I could not understand that.
So that is where you chant the holy names, you do Bhagavatam. These are all the ways by which to develop our spiritual attraction, spiritual existence. Prabhupada himself said, when one devotee asked Prabhupada, all the four regulatory principles we are doing now, what is next? Prabhupada said, Uncle, you have only come up to human platform now. Come on, go on to devotional service to become devotee. You think you are devotee already. So, okay. Gaurav Prabhu is quoting some beautiful words here. Indriyani paranyahur, indriyabhya paramanah, manasastu parabuddhi, yo buddhya parataspupa. That's the words that I think Prabhupada is quoting. Prabhu is Hari, Gaurav Prabhu is quoting. Right? So that is a nice verse to meditate on, to understand this whole verse. Okay, so now I think we should stop here. I will ask, I will let devotees ask any other questions, comments from anybody before we wind up today.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, I want to say one thing.
Yes.
As नहीं खुला हुआ है, देखिए खुला हुआ है just we were discussing the thing that nowadays we are not reading books. Earlier you were talking this topic. So what happened today when I went for book distribution, one senior lady opened the door and I requested to take this. So she said, "अरे दिखता नहीं आँख से, हम तो पढ़ भी नहीं सकते हैं इसको." So I said, "You can take it for your children. They will read." अरे आजकल के लड़के लोग तो मोबाइल में पढ़ते हैं, बुक थोड़ा पढ़ते हैं. So I was relating with that point that you were saying. Nowadays, your people are not reading books. So I was relating it with that point.
Very, very true, Prabhu. I am also feeling very scared because many of the things, verses and all, I read on the go in the mobile when I am traveling and all. I don't like it, but somehow, I don't know. We have to come out of that habit and stick to our. When I read from the book, the experience is totally different. World of difference. Yes, Prabhu. Shivam Prabhu.
Prabhu, my question is regarding like taking the instruction from the authoritative source. Like sometimes we read Prabhupada letters and we read some quotes. So can we take them as personally? Because I mean, what is my conception is like those letters are specific to the devotees according to their conditioning or state of situations. So I mean, should we apply those instructions in our life, or how we can take them actually?
So, Prabhu, many times the instructions given to others will apply to us also. It's not that it is only for them, not for me. You can't outright leave it out like that. We love reading those letters because one thing is it shows how much love and concern that you from Prabhupada has for those devotees, and the devotees' love for Prabhupada, love and dependence on Prabhupada. And on the other side, you see that we are also in similar situations, so we will also be experiencing. We are also experiencing that. So actually, Jayadvaita Maharaj had given a nice sequence. See if I have that. Which one is the most important ones to focus on like that in terms of the importance, significance of this thing. Give me one sec, let me see if I have it. This is in the beginning of that Veda-based thing. He says books are the topmost, and then he comes a letter, and then comes the like this. Anyway, we'll share it offline. It is in the Veda-based folio. So that is there. But then all said and done, anything is actually pure. Pure devotee, anything that comes from pure devotee can be applied. We should only understand. No, Prabhupada chanting is the most important. Leave out everything else. No. It may be that for that particular devotee has given that particular instance, but then it does not mean that it is to be rejected because it's only given to that devotee. No, for us also it will apply. How we should see is, suppose my chanting is lacking. At that time, you read the letter by Prabhupada given written to somebody that he insists on the importance of chanting, say 99.9% depends of the letters, but depends on chanting. So we get inspired by that. Right? And in another place, Prabhupada has written about book distribution. So you are feeling that book distribution, I am not really having the mind to go, then you read that and get inspired. You get the point? Everything is applicable to us. All about doing to the best of our ability. That's all. Okay, Shiva Prabhu is asking a very important question. We discussed this generation is not going to read. Does it mean their sadhana also might dilute? Maybe, I don't know. Nowadays, the importance is given more to the like the reels and shorts and so on and so forth. The people are all into those exhibitionism, if that's a word. Slowly it will die because sadhana is nothing but way. I mean, the purity of our sadhana or the potency of our sadhana is directly proportional to the degree to which we are
Prabhuji, your voice was lost in between. Can you please repeat?
See, the potency of our sadhana is directly proportional to the degree of the degrees in our ego. To the degree our ego is reducing, to that degree our sadhana's potency will increase. And when you have all these other things going on, which is increasing your ego, then naturally sadhana will come down. People will be like early morning around Mangalati time, instead of doing chanting, they will be sitting and setting all lights and everything and going around and doing their exhibitions. End of the day, of course, many times devotees do it for Krishna conscious thing, but overdoing it continuously, doing it so much that you forget that all this is subservient to our primary services, sadhanas of chanting, reading, etc., then we will be caught up. We will not really take it we will not go in the right direction. So, Shiva Prabhu, does that help?
Prabhuji, much helps, Prabhuji. After hearing your answer, I got one more thing. One of the teachers told me that you have to read the complete book. But the current generation is reading only the question and answer. So we will never we will never get the real pros. Thanks, Prabhuji.
True. True. These days it's even the question papers have become easy. The only MCQ questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. We can hear you, Suresh.
So we are all blaming that in future generation will not read it. Actually, it all depends upon the present generation reading books very sincerely.
True, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are 100% correct because 10 years ago, the number of hours I would sit in front of my book was at least 10 times more than what I am doing now myself. It's dangerous and I don't know, it's very difficult. It's a very, very critical thing that I should fix immediately.
Suresh Prabhu's point is very valid.
Yeah, only by showing ourselves we can do it to others. No, we can give it to others.
No, Prabhuji, what I am telling the truth is that the way you explain, if somebody explains to that generation also, they will take the book because they have to just reading the story, they are getting everywhere. But the points which you are discussing and telling us, they are the real gems. That it's our responsibility to pass it on. So they will also take the book.
Yeah, but again, as I tell you, it's a disclaimer that it's all spiritual masters and Prabhupada's mercy. If Prabhupada did not write this trained intelligence, where do we have the scope to even discuss about this one? Prabhupada is writing this. Training means these are all the things that we do, right? Military training, army training. Training also includes discipline, right? So the discipline should be there, hard work is there. All those things are included in it. So you don't get
And
trained
also
intelligence.
consistency, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Consistency also should be there.
Yeah. So much is there. How much ever we try, we are not able to cross one shloka. So much is there. Right.
One question.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, one question you just said that the ego, we have that meter to see whether our ego is coming down. But how do we come to know about that? Our ego is coming. We are in the correct this. How do we come to know about that?
You will be completely peaceful. You will have a happiness which is very natural, and we'll be happy irrespective of the surroundings. Our happiness will not be dependent on any external things. Ego means.
Prabhu, here I can add one example, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I heard from some of the superiors, they say how our ego or something is coming down or puffed up is coming down. When you go outside in two-wheeler or four-wheeler, if you don't react on anything, definitely you can consider that your ego is coming down.
That's nice. Very interesting. Yeah, many such cases, and also we are dependent. To me, they should behave like this to me. They should keep me satisfied, keep my ego satisfied. Then I will be happy. Right? This is one dependency. Instead of that, I'm saying, irrespective of whether somebody is glorifying me or not, I'm happy sitting and reading. I'm happy sitting and enjoying. I'm happy sitting and chanting. I'm happy decorating the Lord all alone. I don't have to wait for somebody to come and see the Lordship and say, "Oh, beautiful decoration. Who did this? Oh, you are gorgeously dressed. So nice, so nice." These kind of things are all ego satisfaction. If none of these things you are in need of, Just simply do it for Krishna's pleasure, and you are 100% you are internally happy. And that internal happiness, with that internal happiness, when we go out, we talk to people, we feel, we talk to people, and we don't have any expectations from them. Irrespective of whether it is reciprocate or not, we'll be happy.
Guruji, I always feel that when we are in surrounding our devotees, then we are very different from when we are in the with the normal people. I mean, outsiders, devotees. Then our reaction is totally different. Meaning, with devotees, we are always very cautious that what we are talking,
But
what we
that
are
is why I
not.
said, Mataji, this is what you were talking a little while ago, no? We are in a conditioned state in the devotee association. I'm sorry, it is an irony that we are not supposed to be saying this thing. In the devotees association only, we should be normal, natural. But unfortunately, our thing has become so topsy-turvy. Commit Vaishnava. I should not commit Vaishnava. Yeah, if somebody commits Vaishnava, how can he commit Vaishnava? How can he commit Vaishnava? How can he say like this? How can he say this? Maybe it's not someone like this, someone. So we get all these kinds of mental tukka, no? The manka tukka, they call it. So all these things come in our way. So that is why in a place where we are supposed to exhibit constitutional consciousness, we are exhibiting conditional consciousness. And that's why even among devotees also, you are very happy with the devotees with whom you can be who you are. You don't have to worry about Prabhuji this, Prabhuji that. To a certain extent, yes, we should do, but then because by and large we cannot be very close with everybody. But with a few, you can always casually say this, like you can open up your heart and change of you because of that. Then you feel more at ease talking to this person. So that's why in any dealings, honesty is very important. My position was always used to say, be honest in your dealings. Be honest to yourself first. Before you fall to find somebody, you be honest to yourself and think whether you are qualified to be honest. So, sorry, qualified to find fault. That is real honesty. No, I will say, I'm very honest. I will not hide anything from you. You are wrong, means I will tell you wrong. But before that, you think about yourself whether you are qualified to say another person is wrong or not. That is real honesty. Right? So when we do that way, then this whole thing falls in place. I hope that helps.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, one point Chitra Mataji said, how actually our ego is coming down or not to check. But no matter what, if you more do your proper sadhana, chanting as well as hearing scriptures, hearing from from the senior devotees, etc., no doubt in that ego will definitely come down, and we will be definitely more and more on the positive side. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Slowly we are chipping off, With every round, with every mala, japmala, every round of chanting we do, we are chipping off that hard stone of ego. And every time we are getting up and, thinking good about some devotees, having faith in Prabhupada's books and reading, slowly we are chipping away. And eventually it will come to a point where it is completely gone. The real hard stone, no? It's not easy to break it and break it off. I think Shyam Sundar Prabhu is having some point or question. I know. Usually he makes a nice point.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji to all. Prabhuji, nowadays this is a cricket season. So I just, because see, I believe that trained intelligence is a very, very deep meaning, as you explained, Prabhuji, Now, it's a cricket season, and if you see a bowler comes and balls at a speed of 140, 150 miles per hour, and the batter, without even thinking, he is trying to, defend or even hitting for a 4 or 6. Now, how this happens? It happens because of a rigorous, very, very rigorous training. That, he is able to see the profile of the ball even by just looking at the position of the ball in the hands of the bowler. Now, the same thing happens in the spiritual life also. When Prabhupada is telling, train intelligence. Now, the trained intelligence means we train our intelligence with the japa. We train our intelligence with the following the instructions of Maharaj and Guru and Gauranga. We train our intelligence by reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and devotee association. Now, when we do it, then automatically by default, all our senses, they start behaving on a spiritual platform. And then in that case, actually, we don't have to really think of anything. As soon as we think that, okay, I have to do, mala, and then, and we have to train our intelligence to do it so that, at one stage, it becomes completely by default. And once it is by default, then all the, kalmash is gone.
Very beautiful point, Prabhu. That is a very nice simile also. Yep. Training is not so easy, but then it's slowly repeated, consistent, repetitive, consistent, and intense training is what will make intelligence into a trained intelligence.
Correct. And as more and more we train our intelligence, more and more by default, our all senses, they are aligned to Krishna, to Maharaj.
Yeah.
And this happens by default.
Yeah. Once you train it, and it happens by default. Even your sleep, you can do.
Exactly.
Nice, Prabhu. Thank
And
you.
also this training, Prabhu, there is no specific training is required. As you are more and more into hearing, chanting, and also all spiritual devotional service, where is the point of ego is coming out? Because last 1 hour we are sitting and hearing, there is no ego, right? So the more and more we involve in the devotional service, automatically there is no ego. Yes.
Very true. Very, very beautiful point. To absorb yourself in this subject matter, ego is not even there. We don't even think about it. I am important, you are important. Everybody is sharing nice thoughts. It is not like, okay, this person is better, that person is no. Everybody is equal. That's where the ego actually falls flat or gets neutralized. Nice. I think we should stop here, Prabhu Mataji. We had a nice discussion towards the last few minutes. Really hoping and praying that we will see if possible we can do one on 31st evening, Prabhupada Smaranam. Maybe if it is possible, I don't know, devotees will have some Kirtan program, whatever on the New Year Eve festival, etc., etc. But those who are available, we can end the year with Prabhupada Smaranam.
Also on the January 1st, Prabhu. January 1st also.
January 1st is a challenge, Prabhu. I am traveling. January 1st, I am traveling for a program, a teaching program, and I will be out for almost a week to 10 days. But then we will find a way to, January 1st, we will try to find a way to do something in the evening or something. I will keep you informed. Evening, there is a program, but I'm traveling to Trivandrum. So evening, there is a program. Before that, if I have some time slot, we can do at least 1 hour reading. Start the day with maybe again with Narada Muni's past time. That's a good idea, Prabhu. I will try to squeeze some time out. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And